Now, after you've taken and passed the dreaded driving test, you will wave your instructor off with a huge sense of relief. Job done, adios, rip up the number plates and then find that you can't because they're made from galvanised plastic. So what's it like taking lessons with a driving instructor years after you passed your test? Neil Beeson is a driving instructor with eDriving Solutions in South Yorkshire who has been teaching people to drive for 23 years, and he teaches refresher courses to people who already have a driving licence. Hi, Neil.
Hello there, Matt.
So why would someone come to you for refresher lessons?
Often it's because they're wanting to update their skills, but more often it's because they've been referred by a police scheme such as speed awareness or driver awareness programs.
Oh, that's interesting. So this is mandatory for those individuals. They have to do this.
Well, they've got an option to either do, if it's a speed awareness course, they've either got the option to, pay the fine and collect the points, or to attend a half-day course.
And how would a refresher lesson differ from a lesson that you would give to somebody aged 17?
Really, it's about looking at the skills they have and trying to hone those skills to updated standards, really. Such as, if it's been a while since they've passed their driving test, then obviously, they may need work in basic skills, really.
Neil, when anyone comes back to you for a refresher course, do any of them still feed the steering wheel through their hands when they go around a corner?
To be honest with you, what tends to happen is once they've passed the test, they will never feed the steering wheel through their hands again until they come and sit in with us on a refresher, and then they try and do it again. And
why? I mean, it's crazy. Why is that part of the driving test? We all did it to get through in the first place. Then none of us ever do it again.
To be honest with you, it's not really been a part of the driving test, or you wouldn't fail on it.
Is that right?
And it's not been that for about the last 10 years. It's not widely advertised that because, we would obviously like them to keep some form of control. But what it was designed for was, cars years ago without power steering and really large steering wheels and things like that. And as times have changed, and most cars these days you've got power steering, so the focus tends not to be on the technique of steering, other than the steering has to be safe, or steering the vehicle has to be safe.
Of course. Do you personally think that one test at 17 or whatever age it is for a licence that lasts until you're 70 is enough?
I think the basic test is enough to keep people on the roads. However, what certainly us at eDriving Solutions advocate is re-education over a period of time. So, not retesting, because to be honest with you, people, like I say, when we see them on refresher training, they tend to try to switch back to how they learn to drive. So really, the test, it's doing another test is not really anything. It's not really contributing anything. But education is, because systems do change. Traffic's a lot busier. Road layouts are a lot more complicated. So some sort of re-education would be.
You'd need an incentive, though, wouldn't you? Because if you say to somebody, OK, you can go and have a half-day refresher course, it'll cost you X amount of money, but you don't need to do it. Or if you say to somebody, you can go and do this, it costs X amount of money, and actually, if you tell your insurance company at renewal that you have done this, well, in the same way that if you put an alarm on, or if you park in a locked garage, your premium comes down. Got to be the way forward.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, this is something that is probably already being driven by insurance companies anyway, because if you are, say you're a company owner and you've got a number of drivers that drive for you, insurance premiums do go down on whether you put your drivers through some form of driver assessment.
Oh, is that right? So,
yeah.
but not necessarily in personal car insurance?
Not necessarily, although some companies will do that. It's down to the individual companies to say, we will offer you a discount of X pounds if you have a driver assessment.
And then I suppose you've got to see, well, how much does the driver assessment cost and how much am I going to save?
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's probably going to be insurance-driven rather than legislation-driven, because legislation takes a long time to get through. It's not popular. But if insurance companies start doing that, which, like I say, they are doing, then it's obviously, you know...
Tell you what, Neil, it'd be good news for you guys if that happens.
Well, you know, there's a upside for everything.
Neil, brilliant to speak to you. All the best to you.
No problem. Thank you.
Neil Beeson, driving instructor with eSolutions in South Yorkshire. What a great idea. The refresher courses, half a day, couple of hours, whatever it is. Get £100 off your insurance. Got to be worthwhile. Maybe that's what we should be doing. This is what I'm asking you. Is one driving test enough?